So, the topic of today's little 15-minute infusion is letting go of wanting work not to suck. So, there seems to be this idea that when you follow your heart, then you get to do the work that you love, and somehow everything is easy from that point forward. But I'm here to tell you that's not exactly the case. So, yeah, I've made a kind of a career of turning my passion into projects, and each and every time what I've discovered is that it turns into work. And you must remember, of course, that work is a four-letter word. So, yeah, work sucks. Good example here is this Facebook Live, which, well, it's been difficult setting up this live technically. I don't have to bore you with the details, but yeah, we all know what it's like to struggle with technology. And here's the point. Sometimes work sucks, but making it or wanting it not to suck actually intensifies it. If you follow me, it sort of, it highlights the suckiness. So, what we're going to do, if you're open to exploring this, is using the Sedona method. We're going to do a simple release on letting go of wanting work not to suck. So if you're ready, just allow things to be as they are for a moment. Just settle inside. And think of your work, whatever it is you might do. And it doesn't have to be something they do for money either, because a lot of work is just, yeah, wonderful. A lot of work is simply what we do to engage with the world. And yeah, think of something that you do, work-wise, that sucks. So, yeah, if you have a garden, you may find yourselves fighting pests. If you have a hobby, occasionally you're going to hit your thumb with a hammer. Whatever it is, just allow it to bubble up from your memory. And for most of us, it doesn't take any effort at all. Just focus on how work sucks and notice the feelings that come up, how they express themselves in the body as sensation, the thoughts that arise, and sometimes in the form of thoughts, images, sounds, but also sometimes whole stories tumble out. And notice how much you'd like that to be different. Notice this desire for control. Notice your own resistance to the suckiness of work. Because when it comes down to it, who really wants to work? Notice also the sense in which all of this is really just a story composed of memories. And those memories are rather selective. If you're like most people, you've chosen probably the very worst examples. So just notice that. And see if you can remember yourself polishing this story, telling it to others, or even telling it to yourself in your head, because that's something that happens with stories. We tend to collect memories, assemble them into narratives, and then from time to time we'll go over the narrative in the head, just, as a solo project, just to make sure it sounds perfect. And then, of course, if we find somebody who's willing to listen, they get to hear the whole story as well. So notice the sense in which the story is actually, well, just that. Notice the artificial nature of stories. But that doesn't mean that a story doesn't feel real. So let's double back again and see what else comes loose. Think about how work sucks. Well, think of an aspect of the work that you do, whatever it is. Hopefully, there are lots of things that you do enjoy, but just for now, think of what you don't. I'm sure for most people, it comes quickly to mind. You might even have some favorite complaint, favorite woe. So just for now, let that be here. Notice how the body responds, to see if it shows up as sensation somewhere. And turn the focus, turn your attention towards what's happening in the body. Oftentimes, by focusing on the body and the sensations happening in the body, it can become easier for these things to loosen and release. But don't take my word for it, to see what's true for you. Focus on whatever sensation shows up when you think about how much work sucks, and specifically how. And just notice how the body reacts. And just for now, can you allow the body to do whatever it's doing, since it's doing that already? Just give it permission, just as best you can. Not forever, just for now. And then, see if you can blow in. That is, like you'd pinch your phone and expand the picture. Zoom into what's happening in the body and focus even more tightly on that. And then do that once more, expand it even wider. And then one last time, focus on what's happening in the body and blow it up even more so it's totally dominating your focus, your awareness. So, here's a question. You may notice that there are thoughts and meaning attached, explanations. That feeling is because of this or that. But is that really true? Is it possible this is simply sensation without any kind of story, explanation, or meaning? Could it be that any meaning is simply what you've assigned to that? Could this simply be sensation, which is energy passing through the body? Take a moment and check. And would you give this energy in the body permission to do just exactly what it needs to do? And see what happens. And one more check. Are things exactly the same? Is the sensation exactly the same? Or have things shifted? Are they shifting? Have they shifted? Great. So, again, if you go to LinkedIn and start clicking through the profiles, you'll see that people are passionate about this, that, and the other. Everybody's passionate about something. And I'm not knocking passion, because if you've got passion, wonderful. But there are other parts of this working life that you might want to change. You might want to be different. You might want to let go of. So whatever came up just now, could you welcome that? And even possibly with a sense of curiosity, just to see what happens, because, well, why not? And again, think of how work sucks in your memory, your stories about this, maybe beliefs that come up. Just welcome it. And whatever came up, could you let that go? Now, I'm here to tell you that we all have that ability to let go. There's really nothing that you need to do except for allow it open. So if you could, would you? This is the next step. Is there willingness? Would you let this go? And finally, when? And here you just answer yes or no. And guess what? Either answer is perfectly acceptable. So could you simply let this go? Right, well, so that's 12 minutes, but I think we're fine for now. That feels appropriate. Thanks for joining me. And feel free to suggest a topic. Definitely open to any kind of topics that you'd like to suggest regarding work and how to feel more free about work. Again, the whole process really here is to open ourselves up to the natural flow, creativity, and ease, which is part of our basic nature. So there we go. See you tomorrow or the next day or the next day. Bye for now.